Hi all, I'm Ramya. In our team, we are of 3 members. They are Sahitya and Shravan. Our project is about dynamic website, which is secure banking system. The initial approach for our project is shown here. According to the timeline, we have completed our project for development phase on time, and in the middle, we were lagging due to some configurations and setups like Hibernate. But once after the configuration, we worked hard and managed our timeline. The last 15 days is assigned for testing, where we did functional testing with test cases throughout a target process and make sure that all our test cases are passed. In turn, all our functionalities are working. Coming to our modules, we were mainly 2 modules, namely internal user and external user. Internal user individually divided into admin and employee. Coming to admin module, we have functionalities like view details in which admin can view his details, edit details in which admin can edit his details. External user account, this functionality is one of the main functionality in which external user will register from registration page, but they can't access their account unless admin enable the account. Another functionality is that adding internal user account, which means admin has separate tab in his website where he can add internal user account. Next functionality is that giving access to external user request, which means for critical transactions where user can transfer or debit less than $1,000. If it is more, he need approval from admin. Giving access to the internal user request to view user details or to view transaction. Another functionality is generation of log file, where it will collect all the actions of admin. Our next module is employee. He can view his details, edit his details, he can request access for admin. View user details after admin approval. View user transactions after admin approval. Coming to our external users, which consists of individual users and merchants. Coming to our individual users, he can view the details, edit details, he can credit the amount, debit the amount up to $1,000 without approval. Transfer of $1,000 without approval also contain transaction log, where he can see all his transactions. Coming to the merchant module, he can view the details, edit the details, he can debit up to $1,000 without approval. He can credit the amount, he can transfer to individual user account and merchant account up to $1,000 without approval, and also contain transaction log where he can see his transaction.
Lessons learned from our project. Our complete project is done in one base machine, which made each individual in team to wait for the machine to update their progress, which was waste of time. So we came to know our mistakes, and we are going to overcome this mistake in our future projects by saving the whole project and its updates in a central repository. Hibernate. In this project, we learned about object relational mapping in Java. This mapping we did using Hibernate ORM. Before telling the problems we faced with it and how we overcome those things, let me tell you what is the Hibernate ORM. Hibernate ORM, in short it is called as Hibernate, is an object relational mapping framework for the Java language, providing a framework for mapping an object-oriented domain model to a traditional relational database. We faced a problem in configuring Hibernate with the database to populate data in database and to fetch data from the database. This part took major part of our time, which made us to change our initial timeline a bit, and finally project is completed on time with the team hard work in later stages with accuracy and speed. We use a target process as our project managing tool. This consists of numerous features and it is a very user-friendly tool. The main criteria of tool is it can divide features into user stories where they are further divided into tasks. Collective of user stories can shown in sprints and the collective of sprints is shown in release. We divided our project into 3 sprints and 1 release. Some of the views and reports of target process are shown now. This view is the list of backlogs about user stories and tasks. Next view. This view explains who are the people involved in the project. Next view is about the features and the story mapping. Here we can see features and corresponding story mapping. The other view is about the tasks involved in the corresponding stories. Here is our burn down chart for a whole release. This explains the timesheet involved for the user story and the task, and the timesheet is very simple and user friendly. We can create our own customized reports as we create the test runs for each functionality test cases. For our project in testing phase, which covers most of the functionalities in our project, which includes admin, employee, user and merchant modules. Here we will see some of the test cases and when is the last run, test scenario, preconditions for the test case and the steps involved in the test case. Here we can see the test case for a critical transaction. The test scenario states that when an user transfers or debits fund more than $1,000 by clicking on transfer or debit buttons and then make sure that approval request sent to the admin. And when admin approves the request, fund will be transferred to the beneficiary account. These are all the preconditions for the scenario. These are all the steps followed to check the functionality working or not. Here target process will allow to creation date and the last run results. We have wrote 22 functional test cases to cover all the functionalities.
Coming to the code of our project, we used Eclipse as an IDE, Java as a language, PHP-MyAdmin as a database. And to connect Java and database, we used Hibernate technology. We followed MVC method in our project, which means Model View Control, where we created a models containing a Hibernate configuration with a database. For example, we can see the model developed for the account table. Here it is mapped to all the class files that is required for the account table. Coming to the controller, here we created an example. We can see the code for admin controller. Here, using an admin controller which uses request method, post and get condition of HTTP mapped to all required views of the admin home view page. For example, to achieve a critical transaction approval or reject from the admin, first we get the information from the admin home page pending transactions view page, where through fetch the data, post it into an admin home/admin transaction pending page. Here it will check is it the admin approved the request or rejected the request. If he approved the request, then it will be equal to 1. Then the amount has been debited from the account which has been requested and it will be credited to the account which will be requested for. Without checking a condition, the requested account is having enough amount to transfer. If the request is rejected, then it will execute the else condition and it will display the transaction is incorrect. Here we can see how the controller are connected to the views. Similarly, all the functionalities are coded based on the connections between the model, views and controllers. To make a connection between the models, views and controllers, we also designed a setters and getters for almost all the attributes in our project. To create a view page, we have created a JSP files with HTML tags. Here is the one of the view page for login page, where it is having a user name field and password field. Clicking on the forgot password, it will go to the forgot password page. Clicking on the register, go to the registration page. Here is the code for the virtual keyboard, and clicking on the submit button will go to the respective home page. We can also see the home page of admin, where it is used to map the controller. This is a function for the view page, where admin home having a tab of view admin user details, which is connected to the view admin user details view page. Coming to our PHP-MyAdmin, we have 6 tables, which is of account, mappings, its OTP, roles, transactions and users. Coming to our demo part, this is the login page for all the modules like admin, internal user and the external users. Here, the registration page will looks like this, where the external user can create his own account by providing the details of his account. I am creating a external user which name Ramya. While clicking on the register users page, it will show up a pop-up and it will create the user. But when the user has been created, that should be enabled by the admin account. Here we can see that the user Ramya has been created, but it is not enabled by the admin, so it is mentioned 0. So if Ramya tried to access the account, she is not able to access it. With login as an admin, while clicking on the external user request, here he can able to see the username Ramya, and if he accept the request, it will be enabled as 1, and if he decline the request, it will be enabled as 0. Accepting, the user has been created. Coming to other views of the admin home page, this is the admin view page where he is having all his details. This is a edit page for the admin. Changing any one field can reflect in the view details. Internal user request. If the internal user like employee, here the Sahitya has requested the external user SA for view transactions or view the SA details. To accept it, she can view the details of the external user SA. But if we decline, she won't be able to access the user SA. Manage internal user page, where the admin can add an internal user while providing all the field and clicking on the button. Transaction pending page will describe about the critical transactions. With a particular transaction ID, this is a source account and this is a target account. He is asking us to debit the amount of 1,500, which is more than $1,000. So admin page where admin has to approve the request. While approving the request, the amount will be get transferred. Coming to the log file, here it will store all the details of the admin page where used a view page, edit page, external user request. All the logs have been recorded in the log file. Now we'll log in as an external user Ramya. This is a home page for the external user account. Here the view details is about the details for the Ramya where she is entered, and she can edit her details. She can transfer the fund to some other account. Through a account number, amount should be transferred and OTP generation. We can get all the details from the PHP My Admin. For example, if she want to transfer the amount to Shravan, amount to be transferred is $100. OTP will be generated each and every time when it is requested in the OTP table. Failed to transfer the money, please ask the banker and try again, because the Ramya account doesn't have enough funds to transfer the amount. Clicking on the credit button, she can add some funds into her account with entering the amount and click on submit. Credited successfully. Now she can transfer to the account. Each and every time the OTP will be generated and we need to fetch a new OTP that has been generated. Transferred amount successfully. Can also check logging into the Shravan account and check the funds is not got credited or not. Clicking on the debit exactly like a transfer button, but debit the amount from the account. Insufficient balance. Transferred amount successfully. The transaction page will record all the transactions that is done in the account with a particular time, the transaction ID and the transaction type and what is the amount it got transacted. This is about the external home page. The external another user page will be a merchant. It will be having all the features exactly similar with only one. He can transfer the amount to an external merchant account also. Coming to the internal employee page, this is the internal user home page. Clicking on the view details, can see the the details for the employee. Can also edit the details. Can also access a request, which is this request is accessing for the admin to approve. See a user page. We are accessing a request for Ramya to view the transaction. For this, the admin has to approve the request. Clicking on the view user details page, she can check the access for both Sample and Ramya. As she accessed Ramya and the admin has been approved it, she can access her view page and also a transactions page. If the user forgot the password, can also reset the password with the forgot password link, where he need to enter his user name, one-time password which is generated in a database, and the new password. Later he can log in on account. Thank you.